If this is your first time to the channel, please do so. Make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications, so that way you don't miss upcoming uploads coming your way. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. It does help our channel grow. Feel free to leave a comment. We do get back to all of our comments. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Moe's Toy Room, coming from my room to yours. And today we got another good one for you folks. Here is an extension of Series 1. You have seen the Michael Myers from Trick or Treat Studios. This is their 8-inch line. This is another item from Series 1. We do have the whole Series 1 here at Moe's Toy Room, so look forward to those videos uploading one after another. So yeah, I think I have like 6 more or something. I think there's like 7 to the group, not sure, but the Michael Myers one was a hit. Everybody loved that figure, and hopefully you will love our next installment. This is coming to us from Trick or Treat Studios. First off, I want to give a big thanks to the Toy Slayer out there. You can find him on eBay. Toy Slayer, check him out. Check out his store. Hell of a nice guy, and he's a local guy over here where I live here in the Bay Area, and I happen to know him personally. So, Toy Slayer, thank you very much, my friend, for last minute hooking me up with the rest of this wave, because Trick or Treat Studios right now, even though they sent me out the Michael Myers, Trick or Treat Studios now is backed up so bad, I believe that they will be shipping out early 2024 on their items. So they are backed up, and Michael Myers is really backed up. And here is the second hard to find figure from them. Here comes from the Screen Greats Motel. Hell, it is Farmer Vincent. This is Series 1 of their Screen Greats line. This is for ages 17 and up, folks. These are iconic horror movie action figures. I will not go in and say complete action figures. I will say figures, but this is from their 8-inch line. Like I'm going to tell you right now, these figures don't come with very much articulation, but they are some kick-ass looking figures. They are sculpts that, I mean, are unbelievable. You almost feel like you're looking at the person in your hand. And these figures are 8 inches, I believe, and up. So these are very, very large boxes, folks. So be on the lookout for that when you get there. But first off, I want to give you a look right here. You can see Farmer Vincent tends to bring a really kick-ass looking chainsaw. This chainsaw looks magnificent right off the top. You can see Series 1 Screen Greats, Motel Hell, Farmer Vincent right there, and the Trick or Treat Studios brand at the very bottom of the box right there. And then we will turn it around. There's not really much to this. This reminds me of the old days, the way that we used to get figures. So I think that that's something that Trick or Treat Studios took into consideration when they made this. They wanted to give back to the horror movie community, and they are definitely doing it, and they're doing it right, folks. MGM Trick or Treat Studios, you can see, follow us online, their Trick or Treat logo, the whole 9 yards, not intended for children under 3 years old because of small parts, but this is for ages 17 and up. I will repeat it one more time. All right, so now we're going to get into the pros and the cons of these figures. Okay, so first off, the pros. These figures look magnificent. These are figures that you just can't find every single day. You just can't walk into a Target or a Walmart and get these. These are for Trick or Treat Studios. They are horror 365 days a year. That's what they think about. If you've never been onto their website, please do so, Trick or Treat Studios. Yeah, and let them know that you saw them on Moe's Toy Room. Yeah, for upcoming videos, I will cover Trick or Treat Studios as long as they keep putting stuff out. I have been covering them with masks. Their masks are authentic and very replicated, very nice. And for them, now they have board games. They have a whole lot of things coming in the future. And when they release these 8-inch line, this line is just kick-ass. All right, so here's my first complaint. If you are looking to store these in the package, in a bin or something, yeah, it'll probably survive it easily, okay? But if you're going to hang these things on the wall, these figures are very big. They're very heavy. But one thing that Trick or Treat Studios needs to consider, and this is what these videos are all about, because they did watch my Michael Myers video and they absolutely loved it. And it gives them pointers as to what to do in the future. So, Trick or Treat Studios, letting them know, and I reported it in the Michael Myers video, whoever, when they mount these bubbles to the backer card right here, the glue is not holding up. So be on the lookout for that. This will more likely in the future, if it's in a hot area or if you're hanging it on the wall, will more than likely come off the backer card. So keep that in mind. If you're just going to store it, and if they could come out with like a plastic case that would fit these, that would be perfect. But in the future, to be honest, I would like to see these look exactly the same, except for have an extension of this plastic to where it went around the whole backer card and covered the whole thing. For that way, the inbox collectors can keep their beautiful action figures, such as Farmer Vincent, in perfect condition and not worry about them going bad over time or coming off of the backer card. Alright folks, so first off I want to say, if my voice sounds a little funny, I am getting over a really bad flu that I had over the last few weeks. I think I might have mentioned that on some toy hunts and everything else that I've done. But you're here for Farmer Vincent, tail of the tape. Farmer Vincent is a big boy. So from the very bottom of his back leg right there to the very tip right there, our farmer's checking in at 8.5 inches tall. And that is slightly over 21.5 centimeters. So yeah, he's a little over, folks. He's a big boy. That's why I said these figures are not small figures, and they're very heavy. They're molded all the way through. They're complete plastic. Yeah, they're not going to have too much articulation to them. Our farmer tends to bring a really cool kick-ass chainsaw. Look at this thing. Look at the size of this. This thing is huge. Just a really huge chainsaw. Similar as to what you would see in Motel Hell. I like the detail of it. Yeah, right away you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be painting this thing up and turning it into a Leatherface chainsaw from the Leatherface movie, where he had that really big saw that said the Saw family. So I could see a lot of creators and a lot of people right now that really outdo their figures and redo them. This chainsaw is going to be very popular for that, so it would be perfect for it. But for Farmer, it's right on the money, baby. It is right on the money. It doesn't do anything. It's just a saw. It's a kind of a soft molded plastic there. It's not real hard, but this thing is made perfectly, period. Just really nice. And I got a feeling it's going to fit in his hand real good too. All right, so here is our Farmer Vincent. This guy looks real good. Not going to have very much articulation. I think they nailed it on everything. I can't go wrong with this. And a lot of you out there during the Michael Myers video said, okay, well, NECA does include a lot of stuff because these figures are $34.99. Okay, US dollars. On the Trick or Treat website. And I believe my good friend the Toy Slayer might have them for $34.99 as well on his YouTube site. So check him out there on his store. Okay, so you're saying for $34.99, that's the price of an Ultimate. So from NECA. And NECA brings alternate heads and everything else. But these guys are like legendary figures that are just not available right now. And the way that Trick or Treat Studios has made these look, they look amazing. So let me give you a turn. They're going to have only maybe 5 points, maybe 5, 6, 7 points of articulation. Not really much to them, but it's the paintwork. It's the mold. It's the way that it just looks to let you know. It's not like as if you're going to be playing in a fort with these things, like on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sewer set or something. You're not going to find these for that. But these are going to be displayed very nicely amongst a big businessman who loves horror, maybe in his background in his office. Be a great gift for that, for any horror fan. Also, if you have upcoming birthdays for horror movie fans, these would be perfect. And then for horror movie fans, just in general, these are unheard of. I mean, this is nice that a company like Trick or Treat Studios has now gotten sick and tired of the big box stores, and they're like, hey, we're going to bring it, and we're going to bring it hard. We're going to give the people what they want. So that's what they're doing. And these molds are just insane. Look at the pig's head, everything else. Everything is just right about this figure. So I will go into that, and you could check that out. Let me just raise that up right now for that way you could see how that looks. Look at that, folks. It just looks really, really good. They did a fantastic job with this figure. Like, period. Look at that. Look at the other side. Just looks amazing. Even the way that the blood looks, the skin looks on the pig's head, everything is just downright right. They just got it right. I mean, it's not going to have all the articulation, but it's done right. All right, so let me get back here. All right, folks, so it is review time. Let's take a look at our Vincent. So let's see what he got. So his head does look down a little bit, not too much. Looks up very good. Our farmer's looking real suave right there. We're going to turn him to the side. Hits that Michael Myers. When I did that with Michael, it just blew me out of my socks. That mold was just so badass. And then he also hits a little bit. Obviously, the heads can spin around on our farmer. So here is the rest of the articulation. Arms do go up and around. There is no swivel or rotation in the elbows whatsoever, but what he does have is he does have a hinge on that inside joint right there to where you can maneuver it around like as if he's, you know, you want him to hold up his chainsaw at some point, right? So that was cool that Trick or Treat Studios at least giving us that. So yeah, that's going to be about all the articulation that this figure is going to have. And then you could, I don't know if you could spin the hands around on this one. Yeah, it looks like you could get the hands to move a little bit. So up and around, but I'm sure Trick or Treat Studios is watching these videos. This one moves perfect. So watching these videos very closely because they want to bring this thing. They want to bring it. From all the complaints that NECA's been having, consumers have been complaining about NECA and about their availability on their figures and about figures being delayed. Trick or Treat Studios is countering on that and giving us items like this. So this item is just kick-ass, like plain and simple. All right, so let me get the saw up in his hand. All right, folks, so here is our farmer with saw in hand, and I wanted to point out that on this figure, on the legs here, there is no articulation whatsoever. So also on the feet, there is no articulation at all. And I think that's a lot of the reason as to why these figures stand up so well. Something that a lot of NECA figures don't do. But yeah, I know it sounds like we're comparing the two, but that's what these toy reviews are all about, because you got to compare them with other things that are similar to what Trick or Treat Studios is now doing to help promote their products. So that's what these toy reviews are all about. But anyway, here is our Vincent holding the saw. Look at that. Look at how that just looks in general. Wow, that is just a fantastic addition for a horror movie person. Look at this. Wow. Are you a fan of Motel Hell? Did you like the movie? My table's a little off, so. Did you like the movie? What did you think about it? The part where they like take out people's like voice box or whatever and cut out their necks and then bury them up to their heads like they're farming them. And then the people are always gurgling. Oh man, it's hecka funny because like, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there, but Motel Hell is just a really fun horror movie to watch. But yeah, this guy, you can get him to, he could probably raise his saw. He does hold his saw really good, so you got to kind of work with him a little bit to get the saw in hand. But yeah, he does hold his saw really good, and what's good about it is he could get him to do it with both hands. which could be tough amongst other companies that will throw a chainsaw in there with their items. All right, folks, so it's comparison time. So here is a NECA figure, and this is what I'm talking about. I gotta be honest, I absolutely love this edition of Michael Myers. I love the Halloween Kills version. I love the Halloween Ends version. I didn't care for the movies too much. I did like the Halloween 2018. And then I like the original Halloween. I like Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is probably my favorite one out of all of them. And then I loved Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, the first one. The second one was okay. It wasn't that bad. But it gave us a different version of Michael Myers, which I loved about what Rob Zombie did. But this Halloween Ends Michael Myers is the latest installment of NECA and their Ultimates. So this is what one of the big complaints is. It looks like he's wearing a diaper. And you could see that. And you could read in the comments on the Michael Myers video. Everybody was saying it. Like, the diaper thing just has to go. They would rather prefer the long overalls and the whole 9 yards. And I will show you the difference of what Trick or Treat Studios now did with Michael Myers. Do you see the difference? Okay, you see how this one just looks so much like Michael. And the diapers, well, the overalls here, and then they cut off, and then they kind of slouch down into kind of like that, and they want to blend it. That kind of throws that figure off, and it really didn't dawn on me until people started mentioning it in the comment that they would rather have them like this and like this. So it's your choice. I mean, you either like NECA, you don't, you like Trick or Treat Studios, but either way, these figures are a rendition of horror for any horror movie collectors. So there was one thing I didn't include on the Michael video. Okay, so are these figures compatible with NECA figures? So how do they look? This is an Ultimate, way shorter. You can see that these are 8-inch and up figures. This figure might be 7 inches. But then you can't really say that they don't, because there are some NECA figures that are they come in more of those bigger plastics that are taller figures. So they are out there, folks. And like, for instance, NECA's version of CANDYMAN, which I think is probably the best CANDYMAN figure I've ever seen. This figure just knocked it out the fucking park. Pardon my language, but man, this looks like Tony Todd. Hands down, from the way he's dressed, everything is just, NECA just knocked it out with that figure. But I do have a CANDYMAN figure, which the upcoming review is coming up very shortly. So be on the lookout for that one. But you could see how they all look side by side. So you can have them side by side if you were wondering. It just depends on which version, what NECA figure you actually have. So, all right, folks. So that's it for my review of Farmer Vincent. What do you guys think? Are you going to pick this figure up? Are you already pre-ordered to get it? Yeah, how is it working with my guy, the Toy Slayer? He was working his butt off last night when I went over to his place to go pick these things up, and he was packing everybody's stuff, and he was sending shit out like first thing, right? Because he just went down too and picked up a bigger thing too from Trick or Treat Studios, because they're just right up the road from us here in Santa Cruz, California. And also I want to give Trick or Treat Studios a big thank you for sending me out my Michael Myers so damn fast, because even Toy Slayer was saying like, wow, how did you manage to get one? Because that's like the figure that's like really, really back ordered. So just to give you guys a heads up on the Michael, if it takes a while for you guys to get your Michaels, now you know that figure is really, really back ordered. And I'm thinking that this one is also going to be the same. But yeah, you could try your online, go on to eBay, your eBay store, and pick it up from my guy, the Toy Slayer. If Trick or Treat Studios is still sold out on him, he might have one. So check him out there, and it will be the same price. You just got to pay the shipping. So there you go. All right, folks. So please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss another video like this one coming your way. And from Moe's to yours, everyone. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.